Hey everyone, I'm here to talk to you about those works cited entries that I promised you last night in class. And want to just remind you really fast before I go over a couple of example works cited entries for website sources that there is an example works cited page that we wrote in class together when I was demonstrating how to do these entries in D2L for you to review. And you can get to it by going to Table of Contents. You can get to the table of contents also by clicking on content, which is under course material. So either way, and then you scroll down until you see the MLA page. And then once you're at the MLA page, you guys see that I have two example works cited pages. This is only the one, this is one of just one website works cited entry, and the one that I had opened is the one that you did for your response essay, which was the entry form from your article in the textbook or the primary source, and then the secondary source is the website source that you found. So there is an additional works cited page out in D2L that you can review, and I will upload the one that I'm going to go over with you right now. I wrote a new one. You'll notice that it's not correct. I want to go over a few corrections to help you with some spacing and formatting things that I've been marking on a lot of people's works cited pages, and then I'll review with you very quickly how I wrote these two here that I'm highlighting in gray right now are website sources. So this is the one from the textbook, and then the last two are the ones from websites. So I'm going to go over a few things to remind you. Don't forget that your title does need to be on the center of the page, as a title usually is centered when you're writing for a college course. So make sure if you accidentally have your title here that you just put the cursor right before it and then click the center icon up here in the home ribbon, and then it will center that for you. Remember also that your entries need to be double spaced, as these two are already, and they also need to show that the first line is at the left margin and any subsequent line is indented 5 spaces. So notice this one's only got an extra line, the second line, and my other entry here has 3, so I've indented all 3 of those. And if I were going to do it yet another entry, I would start another entry here at the left margin and then fix the formatting later. So notice that this one's wrong. So let me show you how I do this. You can do it 2 ways. I tend to use my keyboard and use my enter key and my tab button, but you can do this as well. Click on the little arrow next to paragraph, and under special do hanging. It's already set for a 0.5 indent, and so that occurs and it's fixed. And then notice what I'm doing now. I'm hitting my double spacing after the fact, and notice that I have to then tab it back over. So I kind of showed you both methods at the same time. And let me just backspace and show you how I do with the keyboard. It's not going to let me now since I've already double spaced it. But when I'm ready, and I actually do manually double space, so I just hit my enter key at the end of this line down once so that it appears the way it is looking in the document now, and then I hit tab, and then I arrow down and I hit tab again. And remember, the right side of your document is designed, it's formatted to wrap, so you don't have to worry about the spacing over here. You just have to worry about the spacing on the left hand side. So now my entries are all set up properly. And I'll also point out to you very quickly that they are alphabetized. We talked about this in class last week, either by author last name, but if there is no author, as there is no author at this website, for me to type in my entry, then you just use the next item in the entries list of stuff that is being included there. So there are my entries. Let's look at the website so you guys can see where I got this information. First, I have a tab open. I have put this in D2L as well on the MLA page or on content so you can review. But I looked at some example entries right here. I am on the Purdue OWL website. It's the one that most professors will recommend that you use for MLA and for APA. It has all the formatting and style guide for that. But for this class, you know we're using MLA. And then I just scrolled down to find the most basic website source example entry I could find. And so we have 2 examples here. This one has no author, has an article title, has a website title, has the date it was published, has the URL. This one does have an author, also an article title, also the website title, and a URL. This one has something different we haven't talked about in class that I'm going to show you on my entries on my works cited page in a second, which is if there is no date, and you'll remember we went over this in class, at the top of the document, at the bottom by the copyright sign symbol, you can use this here, accessed, and then the date you found the website source online. Okay, so just showing you a couple of examples that you could look at again on the Purdue OWL website. And now let's bring my works cited page back up. And I did my first one from Goodreads, so I have that open here. You'll notice at the top of my document there's no author. These are just quotes from Julia Child, and I use this for my epigraph in my memoir. This right here is the title of my website, and in Goodreads, I'm sorry, let me rephrase, the title of the article. These are all the quotes underneath the article title. This is the title of the website. Notice there's no author or date up here, so I have to scroll down. Sorry, I look away as I'm scrolling because it's gross. And actually, I'm going to have to extend my window if it will let me. There it goes. Then I have a copyright of 2018 here at the bottom, so I can use that copyright date at the bottom. All right, so let's bring back my works cited entry. I found all that stuff. Notice that I put the title of the article, which was that name at the top before all the quotes were listed. This is the website title. Goodreads Incorporated, I forgot to show you, but that was listed by the copyright year on the company. And so I put the copyright year there. But I want to show you, based on that Purdue OWL website we just looked at, you know, the entry we looked at had no date whatsoever. So this is the rule. If you have no date, that you should put the day that you found that website online. But I would say, if you only have a copyright date, it might be something good to do to include, it's actually a period, to include when you found the website online. And so I was doing my research for my memoir at the beginning of the course, so let's say it was June 4th. I'm just kind of trying to remember when I might have been researching this information. So I'm just kind of estimating, but it was probably around that day. And then I forgot my word on there, so accessed on. So see what I did here? All I did was copy. Oh, I don't need the on. I'm glad I double checked. Just copying what the example entries on this website. And in our textbook, this will be in our textbook too, starting on page 737. Just seeing what it tells me to do and just mimicking that, just copying that, because that's what the rule is. So let me take that on out. So this just gives the date that I found it online, which is good information for readers if they try to find that website after, as they're reading your paper and it's not there, they'll see that you found it on a specific date and then they'll realize it's no longer there. My second source I won't go over as thoroughly, but here's the source. Maybe I put an epigraph from this essay. It's a New York Times article, so this one's more straightforward. I have the author. I have the name of the article here. The author was listed here. The name of the website is up here. New York Times Company. Where did I get that? I scrolled all the way to the bottom. I'm going to have to extend my frame a little bit again. Hold on one second. You guys see it by the copyright year. The name of the company responsible for the website is listed. That's where I got that. The date of the article was at the top. I'll scroll back up to show you. There's the date. And then the website address that I pulled from the top of my frame, which you guys can't see right now, where the website address is. Okay, so that's all there is to writing website works cited entries. I've gone over 2 different types. And you guys should definitely use any information in your textbook starting on page 737 to do those website works cited entries, or this video, or look at that Purdue OWL website. It has some good examples as well. All right, good luck getting all your works cited entries written, and I will see you guys in class.